Yeah, it's a Stanley Milgram experiment, right? It's people will obey people in a position of authority regardless if they think they're doing the right thing or not.
I don't know who Stanley is. Did you tell me about him?
You don't know the Stanley Milgram experiment? You're going to love this one.
I don't think so. Should I Google it?
Yes. They made it was so bad that they had to ban it. So no psychologists are allowed to do his experiments ever again. So he took normal, everyday people and put them in experiments. And people were willing to kill other people just because someone in a white lab coat stood behind him and said, keep electrocuting him. Keep electrocuting him. He's never going to learn. Keep electrocuting him. And they did.
Well, the Milgram experiments on obedience to authority figures were a series of social psychology experiments conducted by Yale psychologist Stanley Milgram. They measured the willingness of study participants, 40 men in the range of 20 to 50, varying levels of education, to obey an authority figure who instructed them to perform acts conflicting with their personal conscience. Participants were led to believe that they were assisting an unrelated experiment in which they had to administer electric shocks to a learner. These fake electric shocks gradually increased to levels that would have been fatal had they been real. Look at the whole public announcement. We'll pay you $4 for 1 hour of your time.
Yeah,
that's what you got. They got paid $4 to fake kill somebody.
So go to YouTube and type in this. You can actually see the live experiments. They recorded them. Everyone hated the government.
May 1962. An experiment is being conducted in the Elegant Interaction Laboratory at Yale University. The subjects are 40 males between the ages of 20 and 50 residing in the greater New Haven area. They were obtained by a newspaper advertisement and direct mail solicitation. The subjects range in occupation from corporation presidents to good humormen and plumbers. All subjects are given identical instructions and a sample shock.
A sample shock, so they do.
So what it is the first shock is like 5 volts and really weak, and every wrong question, the volts go up higher and higher and higher.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that they shock the person because that's like...
It's part of the trick to make, it makes you think that it's real. Some people you'll see, some people have mental anguish like, I can't do this, and they really don't want to shock them.
Hard head.
But they keep doing it. See, he's getting...
Just how far can you go in this thing?
As far as is necessary.
What do you mean as far as is necessary?
Please continue. Just keep going. Just wear the mask. Just take the jab.
I respect this thing, and I'm a little skeptical about electricity.
The experiment requires that you go on, teacher.
The experiment requires that you go on, teacher. Please continue.
150 volts.
Oh,
Sad face.
wait a minute. That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please.
Continue.
My heart's starting to bother me. I refuse to go on. Let me out.
Would you stop now?
I think we got to find out what's wrong in there first.
The experiment requires that you continue, teacher.
Well, the experiment might require that we continue, but I still think we should find out what the condition of the gentleman is.
As I said before, although the shocks may be painful, they're not dangerous.
Look, I don't know anything about electricity. I don't profess any knowledge, nor will I go any further until I find out if the guy's okay.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
Well, essential or not, this program isn't quite that important to me that I should go along doing something that I know nothing about, particularly if it's going to injure someone.
There you go.
You can sure have your 450 back. I didn't want it anyhow. I intend to give it to some charitable organization, but I wouldn't.
The 450 is not the issue here. That check is yours simply coming to the lab.
My number one choice is that I wouldn't go on if I thought he was being harmed.
And learner.
Much better.
Oh, they told him.
Wrong.
Yeah.
It's hair. 75 volts, Jim. You don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, please continue.
He liked it.
He see? You got some sickos too, right?
150 volts.
Oh, experiment. That's all. Get me out of here. I told you I had heart trouble. My heart's starting to bother me now. Get me out of here, please.
That could be nervous laughter too.
Yeah.
He's feeling really awkward and bad.
Teacher, please, go on. The next word is sad.
Well, I'm not going on if he refuses to do it.
The experiment requires that you go on, teacher.
If he refuses, I won't.
Whether the learner likes it or not, we must go on until he's learned all the word.
Take the check back. I'm not going to hurt the guy.
No, the check's not the issue. It's absolutely essential that you continue.
Well, he don't want to. I refuse to.
We had no other choice. You must
Yes,
go on.
I have a choice.
That is, if you don't continue, we're going to have to discontinue the experiment.
We'll have to. He says cut it out. After all, he knows what he can stand. Or if I
Aww.
took that thing, the slight one, it was enough for me. I wouldn't want to be getting that every time I got the wrong answer.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. That's where I'm going to stand on it.
You were doing something a little unusual. Were you laughing?
Yes, I was. At first, I was laughing at him, and I heard him yell, ouch.
Because slapstick comedy's funny, but
I thought it was funny.
sadistic isn't.
And then
Yeah.
I got to think, when he said, no, that's enough, he had enough, so it wasn't funny to me then.
One puzzling sign of tension was the regular occurrence of nervous laughing fits. 14 of 40 subjects showed definite signs of nervous laughter and smiling. In the post-experimental interview, subjects took pains to point out that they were not sadistic types, and the laughter did not mean they enjoyed attacking the learner. I'd like to tell you a little more about the experiment.
They tell them the truth after the fact.
Oh, that's nice.
In fact, I tried to get my finger off the button as fast as I could.
No, he wasn't being shocked at all. The main purpose of the experiment was to see how you would react to Mr. Williams' orders, whether you would take them or defy his authority or what.
I defied it.
He's gonna smoke.
It stressed him out.
Just the shit out of him, yeah.
The hell with him, Mr.
The
Williams
hell
and
with him,
everybody else.
right? But they're just teaching the government what it's going to take for us to be willing to go.
Before they left the laboratory, subjects were assured that the victim had received no painful shocks, and equally important, they were reconciled with their victim in an atmosphere of friendliness. After the completion of the experimental
After we
series,
tortured
subjects
him, we
were
were
sent
real
a
nice
detailed
to him.
report of the results and full
It would leave a
pictures of the
psychological
experimental
mark on your
program.
brain, right? If you thought you
Yeah.
were really fucking
Procedure
torturing
points to its
somebody.
overall
Yeah.
effectiveness.
It's crazy watching the people that keep going.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Continue, teacher.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
345. The correct answer is fast bird.
He tried not to hit it. See how fast
Yeah.
he hit the button?
The next one,
But he still hit it.
if he doesn't answer, I'm not going to go further with it. I think 345 is as far as I'm willing to go under his condition. He's complaining.
As I said, the experiment requires that you continue, teacher.
I'm not going to go any further.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
I think your household outlet is only 120.
Whether the learner likes it or not, we must go on.
yeah, it is.
And he's hitting 340.
Once, if he didn't answer, I didn't mind. Twice, but the third time he refuses to answer, I don't want to go any further. And he is,
I wish they had Fitbit back then so you could see the people's heart rate and blood
Yeah.
pressure as they're doing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry.
I'd like to see them do this again. I bet you'd be like a 90%. They would just keep shocking.
I would love to
Before
see
the
them do this
post-experimental
again.
interview, subjects were asked to complete a questionnaire. They were asked to indicate for
The thing is, we're so soft that they couldn't get 50 people willing to take that mini shock to begin with.
Just get people with tattoos or girls that didn't have fathers in the
Subjects
home.
were also asked
Oh,
to make
they like a little bit of pain.
last few shocks that you administered to the learner seemed to you to be extremely painful to him. Why do you say that?
Well, by the yelling and the,
Well, of 100 people placed in this situation, how many do you think would just go right on to the end? And Mr. Wallace were out there. Say Mr. Williams, for some reason or other, said keep going.
you're asking me how many people?
Out of 100, right?
Well, personally, I think if you get one or two, you'd be lucky.
Well, I'm not sure lucky is the right word. 40 psychiatrists at a leading medical school were also asked to predict the performance of 100
He
hypothetical
didn't think anybody
subjects.
would do
They
it.
predicted
Right.
that only a little more than 1/10 of 1% of the subjects would administer the highest shock on the board. Yet actually, 50% of the subjects obeyed the experimenter's commands fully.
50?
In the experiment, the
Is that
system
not
was set.
crazy?
Holy shit.
Movie.
It's hard to believe, but human
Time.
beings are conditioned to obey authority. It's in our nature.
165 volts. Time.
Ooh.
I think I counted them there.
Continue, please. Go on.
There's a lot of them here. You know, you have a heart condition then. You want me to go?
Just continue, please.
Hmm.
Sharp. Axe, needle, stick, blade. 180 volts.
He's kind of upset with the guy. Wrong. Like, it's not our dude. I don't want to shock you.
180 volts.
Right? So it's the victim, it's
Yeah,
the...
I'm not going to kill that man there.
I'm not going to kill him.
As I said before, the shocks may be painful, but
Yeah,
they're not
but he's in
dangerous.
there hollering. He can't stand it. What if something happens to him?
The experiment requires that you continue, teacher.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get that man sick in there. I mean, he's hollering in there. You know what I mean?
Whether the learner likes it or not, we must go on until he's learned all the word pictures.
I bet you progressives would go higher faster
I'm not, I mean, he's in
than
there hollering.
conservatives.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
You
teacher.
think?
Because I think they want to punish people because they feel like they've been punished their whole life.
I would think the opposite. I think that conservatives think that punishment is good. And
I
that
can see
you
that.
learn, don't
Like-
spoil the child or whatever that shit
Yeah,
is.
spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah, where the
Yeah.
progressives are like, no, punishment doesn't help anyone. We'll just talk it out later. And
But
stupid
on the
weird
moral,
little
but on the
mix-
religious side, he's not sinning. He's just answering a question wrong.
But he probably has sinned. There's something out there that God put me right here to do this to him for, or some shit.
I bet my money on
Who's gonna
progressives
take
more.
responsibility if anything happens to that?
And fill
I
in with
like how
explosives.
angry this guy seems to be
Continue, please.
about the guy getting it wrong.
Yeah, the actor.
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out. Let me out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the experiment requires.
Well, I mean, I know it does,
Yeah,
but I mean.
They have the
No,
same
it's
script. They're only allowed to read
it's
certain words, so
195
it's
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah.
Answer, please. Wrong. 225 volts.
Double your
Word is
household
noise.
outlet.
New. House pet book name. Answer, please. Correct.
Good.
Next one. Quiet. Song, party, child, evening. Correct. Wolf, bear, dog, cat. Wrong.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Answer is bear. 240 volts.
You did this to yourself.
240. That's like your, you know, that weird plug your dryer plugs into? It's got the crazy
Yeah.
prongs.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
240.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to kill that man there. You mean I got to keep going up with the scale? No, sir. He's already there. I'm not going to get 450 volts.
The experiment requires that you
I know it
continue.
does, but that man is hollering in there, sir.
As I said before, although the shocks may be painful,
Yeah,
they're not
but I mean,
dangerous.
he's yelling in there.
Start with blue, please, at the top of the page. Continue, please, teacher.
Ooh.
What I told him, going over it again?
No, just go ahead.
Blue.
Just do your
Boy.
job robotically
Girl, grass,
without
hat.
question. Just blindly
Correct.
obey me.
Get me out. Get me out of here.
Continue. The next word is green, please.
Green. Brass, hat, ink, apple.
So he's already like reserved in his mind just to keep going, get it over with.
He's shut it off. He's completely disassociated himself with the task. So him as a person is out in the waiting room while his body's in there smashing the button.
Yikes.
And that's what 50% of humans do.
Okay, well, I won't answer.
If the learner doesn't answer in a reasonable time, about 4 or 5 seconds, consider the answer wrong and follow the same procedures you have been doing for wrong answers. Say wrong, tell them the number of volts, give them the punishment.
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Way high bottom. Let
Nice
me out
one.
of here.
Car, train,
He's
plane.
accepted his job, no matter how evil it is, because
Wow.
somebody in a white lab coat stood behind him and said,
Go
please
on,
continue.
Please answer.
Please continue.
The answer is bird. 345 volts. Blunt. Knife, stick.
Notice the guy didn't make a sound
arrow. Answer, please.
because he's dead
Continue, please.
or thinks he's dead.
The answer is arrow.
Even though he thinks the guy's dead or unconscious, he keeps
360
shocking him.
volts.
Go on, please, with the experiment. Please continue.
Oi.
Soft. Rug, pillow, hair, grass. Answer,
See,
please.
he is the job now. He is no longer Jim.
Go on, teacher.
Hair. 375 volts. I think something's happened to that fellow in there. I don't get no answer. He was hollering on less voltage. Can't you check in to see if he's all right, please?
Not once we've started. Please continue, teacher.
Oi.
Well, he'll just sit down and keep going.
Cool. Day, shade, water, cave.
Jeez.
Answer, please. Are you all right in there? Are you all right?
Please continue, teacher.
Well, I keep giving him shocks.
Continue,
I'm
please.
up to 390.
Continue, please.
Something's happened to that man in there. You better check in on him, sir. He won't answer me or nothing.
Please continue. Go on, please.
You accept all responsibility?
The
See?
responsibility is
It's
mine.
not his fault.
Go on.
Ay, ay,
Oh.
ay.
Dollar, necklace.
He doesn't have a gun pointed to his head. He has
Answer,
$4.
Are you all right?
Yep.
405 volts. The answer is moon. Nice and hard. Stone head bread work. Answer, please. The answer is head. 420 volts.
420.
Nice wet. Night, grass.
Look how fast he's going through the questions just to get it over with, because he pretty much knows that the guy's dead back there.
435 volts. It says danger. Severe shock here. Next X on the next one.
Continue, please.
XXX.
435 volts. Next one. Brave. Woman.
So psychologically, he just killed a man willingly.
Answer is woman. 450 volts.
Wait a minute. What was the question?
Brave. Woman, soldier, dog, horse.
The brave woman, soldier, dog, horse. The answer is woman. Is that the thing that doesn't belong?
I wasn't even listening. I just can't
I'm
believe
trying to
this
figure.
guy's.
He's like, it's always like sharp, knife, needle.
I think it doesn't matter. He's always going to get it wrong, right? Because the questions aren't being answered.
The guy gets them right sometimes, and then he doesn't have to shock
Does he?
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does get some right. Yes.
So I'm wondering, as they're doing this, they're trying to figure out if you give them 2 rights in a row, will they go longer? On the
Yes. You
shocking?
encouraged
You
them
give
a little
one right,
bit.
one wrong. And on this guy, when instead of like they redirected him back to the questions in a different way, they said, start at the top of the page and continue. It's like they gave him a direct order of how to do it.
Right.
Instead of being like,
Which-
continue, because you're like, your mind's like, I don't even know where to go from here almost at certain points. So they just stop and shut down, get up and just move on. Where with this guy, they gave him a place to go from there. So this is just the Yale teaching whoever the scientists who are going to eventually use it on the population, how to properly manipulate us.
100%.
I feel so bad for the people.
450 volts. That's it.
Now continue using the last switch on the board, please. The 456.
Just keep shocking them. Just keep
What?
fucking a dead body.
No answer.
Please continue. The next
Just
word
keep
is blank.
fucking juicing them. You might bring them back.
Can you look in on them, please?
Not once we've started the
But what
experiment.
if something?
Nah, you might be
You might
smoking.
bring him
You might be smoking back there.
Don't the man's health mean anything?
Whether
No.
the learner likes it or not, we
But he
must.
might be dead in there.
It's a little late for this.
See?
Some people can't take the shock, sir.
Humanity doesn't matter.
But I mean, I think
Just
you
obey
look
the
in
white
on 'em.
coat. Just obey authority.
You know, all you gotta do is look at the door. I don't get no answer, no noise. Something I think has happened to the gentleman in there, sir.
We must continue.
He's so polite.
See?
You're gonna
He
keep
totally
looking.
cares as a human being, right? But once you get into that position of authority, obey that authority. You go into, it's just my job. I'm just doing my
Wow,
doing my
horse,
part.
Rock, house. The answer is horse, 450 volts. Next word, sad.
The last one is sad. So
The
it's
answer is face, 450 volts.
sad phase. These are words going through this guy's mind, and he's still able to do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Movie, skirt,
All right,
time.
excuse me, teacher. We'll have to discontinue the experiment. I'd like to ask you
He's
a few
dead.
questions, if I may.
Now they tell him the truth.
How do you feel?
I feel all right, but I don't like what's happened to that fellow in there.
I feel all right.
Keep giving him shots. I was.
Let me explain the real
He kept
experiment.
insisting. I told him no, but he said he got to keep going. I told him it's time we stopped when we got up to 195, 210 volts.
But why didn't you just stop?
He wouldn't let me. I wanted to stop. I kept
Did you have a
insisting
gun pointed
stop,
to your
but he said
head?
No.
No, I had $4.
I told him to look in on the fellow. He wouldn't do it.
Well, let me ask you something. Is there anything that Mr. Wallace in there could have said that would have gotten you to stop?
Well, I figured 200, the voltage we're giving were quite a bit. I wanted to stop, but he kept insisting not to stop.
He doesn't want to
I
say
mean,
it.
the fellow in there
Yeah.
is howling. He said, I don't want to do it. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here.
Why
He's like, no, he said all the things that I
did
should have
stop, but
stopped.
He kept on.
Yeah, he said everything he could.
why didn't you just
Yeah,
ignore
no.
what he said?
He tried.
He says it's got to go on, the experiment.
That's gotta fuck with your brain, right? Like I really just killed this dude.
Do you feel a little
For
Yeah,
no
because there's
reason.
no amount of debriefing that's going to make you feel better about what you just did.
Right.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I feel concerned about the gentleman.
I bet you he never fucking blindly obeys authority again after today, though.
But this is not essentially
Yeah.
an experiment, memory and learning.
Oh,
Your reaction
shit.
This is like
I love
fucking
that they
sex,
get
right? They're so
smoking.
fucking worked up.
in there was not.
All the stress is off him, right? He can calm down. His heart rate's starting to calm down. He's like, oh my God, I need
You
this.
mean he wasn't getting nothing?
He is part of the act.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm telling you. I mean, I was getting
See,
upset.
he
here. I
needs
mean,
that
I was getting
smoke.
ready
Look
to
at him.
walk out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
But you didn't. You murdered the motherfucker. You were
Killed the
getting ready
guy,
to
yeah,
walk
the
out.
guy's
See?
dead.
See that hindsight? You were getting ready to walk out, but you knew he was
How you
dead.
react to taking orders. Now, you seem quite reluctant to go on. In fact, on several occasions, you said you didn't want to go on.
Well, I was concerned.
And he talks
about
tough
the party,
now that he knows it's over.
People actually
Mhm.
quite,
I was going to walk out 2 seconds before
No
you
matter
stopped
what.
me. I swear.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe in other instances where human life wasn't involved or a person that suffered, maybe I keep
You
going
killed
on.
him.
I mean, I couldn't see the point in it when the guy suffered there. I
Yeah,
figured he
you
was having a heart attack.
You did do it.
That's
You
the
did
reason I
do
went.
it. You did kill the guy. See,
Well,
he
you know,
can't even
I-
accept that he did it. It's that wild. And it's that easy for people to do it.
Hypodermic to a patient, even though the patient protested. Well, you might have to do it.
Well, that's true, sir. If I understood, I don't know, maybe more of what the treatment was he was getting there, maybe I would go on. But I mean, the way
Just
he
think
was
how
going,
easy.
Listen to what he said. He said if I experimented more or knew more of what the experiment was doing, maybe I would have gone on. So even if he knew it was bad, he knows this is bad, but he would have understood why it helped the
Why?
guy, even though the protesting. That's exactly what they did to us with the super shot.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe more of what the treatment was he was getting there, maybe I would go on.
Many people not knowing much about the experiment claim that subjects who go to the end of the board are sadistic. Nothing could be more foolish as an overall characterization of these
They're just
persons.
weak. They're just
Content
weak
of their action
morally.
must always be
Weak
considered.
willed.
He would
individual-
probably get hypnotized before the clock
Yes.
hits the other side of the thing.
Yes. That's how easy people can be manipulated. And we don't
I
want to
don't
accept it,
understand.
that we're all that easy.
I want to do experiments like this to find my where where my lines are.
Have you seen the Darren Brown experiments?
I don't think so.
He gets people to push someone off a roof
No, yeah, I was thinking about that during
in
this.
24 hours.
Yeah.
In
that's
one
fucked.
day, he gets you to push someone off a roof by just getting you to do like little micro fucking lies all day.
That's messed up. And it did kind of what I was thinking for these people. Like, it fucks you up because even though you realize, okay, hey, the guy lived. Yeah, but you killed him.
Yeah,
They
if
got
this
you.
wasn't fake, if we weren't kidding right now, I'm doing
Yeah.
punked, that man was dead
Because
for
you're
$4.
because your reality. Yeah, that's so
For
crazy.
$4, right?
Yeah.